Well, hello y'all, welcome to Couch Chronicles. So okay, this video should be a little bit quick because I have to get to work really soon. So what I want to talk about today is basically the consultation. Okay, so as y'all know that I previously had a failed FET, and I kind of gave y'all a little bit of information, you know, about it and stuff like that. But I want to now give you information about the consultation that happened after it was confirmed that it was a failed FET. So anyway, when I went in and I spoke with Dr. Crochet, he basically wanted to kind of go over some things that we needed to kind of, you know, look at, talk about, tweak, turn around, change. And you know, in a previous video I did talk about how with that FET, the protocol did change a little bit. So we got to talking, I got there, and he was like, bummer. That's what he did when he walked in. He was like, bummer, man. Just, I was like, yeah, pretty much, like pretty much. And I was like, yeah. So he said, well, let's get down to business and stuff. So he starts talking, and I said, well, I kind of want to give you my point of view of what I thought about the whole thing. I said, number one, I don't understand why my protocol changed. I said, and it wasn't monitored, that cycle wasn't monitored as well as the other ones was monitored. What I mean by that is when I took that 4th menopause injection, it was like, okay, after the 4th menopause injection, the next day just go ahead and do your trigger. Now what if I would have went in right after that one and seen that that was a little too much, you know what I mean? Because I still feel like at that cycle I did miss that window, you know, because I was giving a little bit too much of the you know, that hormone. So anyway, we got to talking, and so what he was saying was he thought the reason why that cycle failed was because he was thinking that my uterus was shaped a little bit differently this go round of the FET, and that with that FET, it looks like there was a fibroid. I think it was like what, 2 or 3 that he had looked at, that there was a fibroid here or there that could have possibly messed up that implantation. In the back of my mind, I was like, nah, I don't think that's the reason. You know, I still feel like, oh Lord, my hand. I still feel like the reason was because of the less monitoring, and it was kind of like too many hands. You know, every time I went, it was like one person, she couldn't find this, and the next person, she was like, oh well, I found this, and it was all over the place at that point, which has never been like that. But I know they had like new staff and stuff like that, so I just kind of was like, okay. So what was I mentioning? I'm so sorry, y'all. So basically, you know, he was coming with the assumption of it could have been the fibroid situation. And so anyway, we got to talking and stuff, and he was just saying like that's the only thing he can think of, you know. To that point, I've never had an attachment issue. You know, he was so positive. If you can remember, he was like after the girls, sorry again guys, I'm so sorry, I'm in the middle of cooking Thanksgiving dinner and trying to get my phone back up for work and stuff like that. It's just one thing after another. So anyway, the fibroid, what was I saying? So he was saying something about it could have been like the fibroid issue, and I was saying more of the protocol change. And basically, oh, that's what I was talking about, the whole embryo, is that because he was saying that I've always had good implantation, he didn't think that was ever going to be a problem, and so he was like, you know, always it's going to be, you know, one embryo. So so anyway, he was like, and so I was like, well look, I was like, what are we gonna do? So he was like, well, you know, I kind of want to go and look in the uterus to see if the fibroid is in the cavity or if it's outside the cavity. And he used some other words which I knew what it meant, but basically I'm going to pull up a picture of what I am talking about really quickly, because I do have a picture. Okay, so this is the picture of different types of uterus, or different type of fibroids in the uterus. I hope y'all can see that because the sun, there's a glare. There we go. There's a really bad glare, but you get the gist. So basically he was saying that he's thinking that the fibroid is submucosal submucosal, basically where it's pushing in from outside of the uterus, pushing the lining up. Okay, that's basically what he was saying, is what he was thinking it is. And he was like, I don't think that it's pedunculate, where basically it's inside of the uterus. He said he think it's just kind of like on the outside, and if it's on the outside, he's not worried about it, because of course that's the baby would go inside of the uterus, not on the outside. So anywho, he was like, so I'm thinking, you know, it's that. He said, I don't think it's a problem. He said, but I want to check now. Darn that. So he said, you know, what I want to do is I want to check your uterus. I want to do a thing that's called, it's a saline infused sonogram, which is called sonohysterography. Sonohysterography. Whatever, y'all. So anyway, he said he wanted to do that. So with that failed FET, I opted out for that because I was like, I haven't had any signs of, you know, fibroids. I haven't had any signs of anything, because I know when I had fibroids before, I used to have huge blood clots. I used to have lots of pain on every period. I used to have just, you know, so much stuff. Y'all excuse my hair, it's so puffy and it's just everywhere. So anyway, I was like, you know, I would know if I had a fibroid in there. And plus, if the fibroid is in there, it's like, to me, that wouldn't, you know, that wouldn't mess up my chances of implantation. I just feel like the window was missed. So he's like, well, I just want to rule out everything. I want to make sure there's nothing in there. Because see, the last time they did it, when I was pregnant with little Angel, they did one where they were like, well, there's something in there that we want to get out. And I'm just like, really? So they go in there, they think they're getting ready to move something, and guess what? It's nothing. It's like some mush. And he was like, well, we wanted to get that out of there anyway. You don't want that growing alongside your baby and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, whatever. So anyway, he ended up removing that. And you know, it costs each time, like, for that one with the failed FET, we had to pay like $290 out of pocket. That was through our insurance. That's not covered under the unlimited FET, which I asked him about that, and I was like, y'all should start adding that to the unlimited. If that's something that y'all are recommending, it's not required, but it's recommended. So at that failed FET, and we signed a waiver that we didn't want it. He basically said that if you don't do it this time, then the next time, if you have a failed FET, then you're gonna have to do it like that. And we was like, okay, fine, because we was like, we ain't never had a failed FET, you know, what, whoop-de-woo, blah blah blah, so don't worry about it. So they went ahead and let us, you know, waive it that time. Well, what he said was this next time, that we do, you know, one a FET, that we need to have the saline infused sonogram. He said, I want to go in there and I want to look. So I was like, so if I allow you to do this, because that means we would have to pay out of pocket, will you allow us to implant more than one? Because as you can see now, implantation is a problem, because I guess you changed the protocol. I'm not sure, but is it okay if we do two? And he was like, look, to this point here, I guess he was tired of fighting with us with that whole 1 and 2 thing. And he was like, to this point here, he was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and let y'all, you know, put in 2. He was like, you know, I'm gonna put in 2, but I'm gonna pray for only 1 to implant, like that. And I was just like, what? So anyway, yeah, so he agreed that because of that failed FET, that the next FET that we have, that he would allow us to put in 2. So he was like, it's not no, just because I want to go look in your uterus and see what's what, blase blase. He was like, it's just that we need to see what's going on. We need to go ahead and get this done and get y'all a baby and get this over with. Y'all been through enough. This is enough, you know. So at that time, we're like, thank God for FET, unlimited FET, and thank God for having insurance at that time, you know, because the insurance we had only got through my job was to use the unlimited, you know, I mean, to use not the unlimited, to use the flex pay, you know, to hurry up and get this paid so we can hurry up and do all of these, you know, get this FET stuff done. So anyway, I was like, okay, fine. So when I found out it was only like $290, it wasn't bad to go ahead and get that part done and stuff. So anyway, he said, well, look, we're going to go ahead and schedule your appointment. Go ahead and take care of the saline infused, you know, whatever it's called. What is it called again? Saline infused sonogram, or sonography, I guess is what it's called. Sonohysterography. The ultrasound of the uterus, basically. Or his hysterosonogram. Sonohysterosonogram. You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, he was like, you know, it's not one of them things where if I do this, then you get this. He said, it ain't one of them. He said, I just want to go in, make sure there's nothing wrong, make sure we don't have to go and remove anything. And so I'm thinking at the time, I'm like, oh my gosh, another operation, and some more, you know, anesthesia, some more taking off of work, some more this, some more. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, if he finds something, then he gonna want to go in, do this, and it's gonna be more money. We ain't made our deductible, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, why? So anyway, moving forward from that failed FET, he said that basically he was saying how he wanted to still change the protocol just a bit after that. Dang on that, I hope you dead. And he said that what he's going to do so the menopur wouldn't be so expensive for that next round. God dang it, there's a net. So he said so it would be expensive for that next round. What he would do is put me on letrozole a little bit longer than the menopur, so it wouldn't cost that much. Because from that FET that was failed, I had 5 vials, which was 75 each. So it was what, 150 and 150 is 300 plus 50. So I had about 400. I'm sorry. Yeah, 300 and 370. No, it's 75. 75 and 75. Yeah, so 150 and 150, that's 300, and then 1 vial, so 375. So that's how much I had. And he was like, well, you're probably not going to need all of it. I'm definitely going to go ahead and, you know, try and put your letrozole a little bit heavier. He said, and that way you won't have to spend as much money on the menopur. So I was like, oh, thank you, you know, thanks for that. So anyway, so that happened. And from there, I am going to go to the next video with the results from that saline ultrasound. So I'll let y'all know, you know, what happened with that on the next video. So as you know, information now is that there was a consultation from that failed FET. We are going to be able to put in 2 embryos, and we are going to have the results from the saline for the next video. Yeah, so it's so weird because I'm backtracking everything that has happened already. So I'm trying to inform y'all about what has happened without telling y'all what's going on right now. It's so weird. But anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. This video will be up on Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving. So y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I love you all. What I'm thankful for, really quickly, I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful that I have a God that forgives me for all my sins and that wakes me up each morning to be with my family, that provides. I'm thankful for y'all. I'm thankful to have a community where I can come and be free and be naked as possible with y'all and just express my feelings and not be judged. I thank, you know, for all the support that we've gotten for over the last 2 years we've been doing this. I thank y'all so much for the love y'all send, the encouragement, the support, you know, for everything. You know, I thank y'all so much. Nothing goes unnoticed. So I thank y'all so much for just being a part of our journeys as well as letting us be a part of your journey. So I hope y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Love you all, and till next time, keep us in prayer, keep your heads up, and I'm praying for you. Love you. Bye.
Would you rather have a big deep or a shape kind of a little one?
Okay, so we got 5 of these from Dollar Tree, and